Got him, and he's referring to the freeway shooter. Governor Ducey tweeting out just before 7 o'clock, the guy taken down at a Walmart in the Northwest Valley, and they believe this is the man responsible for a reign of terror on Valley freeways that had everybody driving and feeling very nervous out on the roads.
His name is Leslie Allen Merritt Jr. He's a landscaper from Glendale. He is 21 years old. He is a suspect that we believe is going to be linked, at least by DPS, they're saying will be linked to 4 of the shootings, the first 4 that happened over a 2-day period, really August 29th, August 31st. And Daniel Miller right now has more on this situation. Danielle, we've got a picture of the suspect, a little better picture of him from Facebook. We can talk about that, but this is rapid developments tonight after 8 days of nothing. Very quiet for 8 days until today.
That's exactly right, John. Obviously, for 2 weeks, people here in Arizona have been terrified to travel on our Valley freeways, and definitely a major step in the right direction. Now, we just wrapped up a press conference here with DPS. They just briefed us on everything that's going on here. And a 21-year-old, as you guys mentioned, Leslie Merritt Jr., was arrested as a main suspect in the I-10 shooting case. They say he was the one that they believe started the shooting sprees to begin with. They say he is linked by forensic evidence from a gun that he actually owns to at least 4 shootings. Now, those shootings happened on August 29th and August 31st. DPS tonight here at this press conference not telling us too much because they say that they're actually in the very beginning stages of questioning.
Tonight, I cannot give you a whole lot more detail as interviews and search warrants are underway. But I thought it was important for Arizonans to know that the weapon and the man who we believe that was responsible for what started this spree in Arizona is in custody.
And Merritt has not been officially charged yet, but some things that he could be looking at is endangerment, aggravated assault, and criminal damage. Now, DPS telling us tonight that this case is in no way over. They say they believe that there are copycats out there. They tell us that all of the freeway signs along the Valley freeways will continue to stay illuminated, and the public needs to remain vigilant, also continue calling in those tips. And we've heard about this $50,000 reward for anybody turning in a suspect or leading to an arrest. DPS telling us that that reward is still valid because they say the $50,000 reward isn't linked to this case because it was good old-fashioned police work that led to tonight's arrest. Reporting live, Danielle Miller, Fox 10 News.
And we're going to find out a lot more about how this whole thing went down, but what I'm hearing is that they were following this guy today. And I think it's interesting, Danielle, that Colonel Milstead said this weapon was forensically linked to these crimes. So these 2 dates, 4 shootings, they were able to get that weapon and then link it to those crimes.
At least those 4, and they're probably working now back.
The rest, yeah.
Trying to get the rest.
Exactly. He said there's actually obviously these 4 that he's for certain linked to, but there's definitely a lot of shootings that we know of. They said they're going to be going down the line, seeing if any of these other shootings match up with this same forensic evidence that led them to this arrest tonight.
Danielle, you're at the impound yard right there at DPS, is that correct?
That's correct.
Have they brought that Saturn in that was his car, linked to the crime?
We haven't seen his car, but actually he was brought in here, and I believe he's actually being questioned here tonight, so they'll be taking him from here to the jail. We haven't seen the Saturn come in yet, but he was brought here.
Let's, I don't know if we can show the video of the Walmart, but let's talk a little bit about how this went down from witnesses, from people who are at the Walmart, 59th Avenue.
6:45 tonight, 6:45 tonight.
59th Avenue in Northern. We're told 10 to 15 men in SWAT gear with AR-15 military gear surround the suspect who's with his girlfriend and their 5-year-old child. And if you can even imagine being a Walmart shopper and having this go down, how terrifying it must have been for the people who were there. But it sounds like they took him down with no incident.
Well, and they know they're dealing with, somebody who's potentially armed. And given what we've seen on his Facebook platform, he was very into guns and had a lot of guns. So they don't know what they're going to be dealing with. They want to make sure they're ready as well.
Right. And Daniel, the Milstead talked a lot about this collaborative effort with Phoenix PD and SWAT and Phoenix Fire Department, and just how all of the law enforcement around the valley got together to make this happen with good old-fashioned police work.
That's exactly right. He said none of this would have even been possible without the help from all of the law enforcement agencies, even national agencies coming in here to help. And obviously the public tips as well. He says those do help. It's just tonight, though, that forensic evidence was good old-fashioned police work that led to tonight's arrest.
Let's just back up for a moment. People may wonder why this came out, and that is the car there. And by the way, that's the bumper sticker talking about this pawn shop, and then the grenade sticker on the back of his car as well. We're talking about kind of a little chain of command here. This is a little inside baseball, but why did the governor, why was he the one to announce this at 6:52 tonight all over Twitter? Well, keep in mind, he is Frank Milstead's boss. He appointed Frank Milstead to head up DPS back on February 10th of this year. So the governor really, he's the boss, and he got to break the good news, and he did so tonight at 6:52, saying, "We got him. DPS SWAT team is in custody of the individual suspected of the I-10 shootings, apprehended moments ago." That was at 6:52 tonight, 7 minutes after they arrested the suspect at that Walmart at 59th and North.
And he's been really all over this case, saying it was a really important case that all Arizona resources would go into it. So good news tonight. I know everyone's breathing a sigh of relief. What a great way to go into the weekend, knowing that we can drive with a little more ease and not being so concerned. We're going to take a quick break. We're back with the big story that it appears they have captured the I-10 shooter. They have a man in custody. We'll be right back.